This proves that first impressions aren't always right. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 misleading movie trailers.
So I pretend to be a vampire, search for this night's prey. Who will it be?
For this list, we're taking a look at trailers that led us to believe or expect something about a movie when the opposite was actually true. In many cases, the studio designed these trailers to appeal to a target market that the film simply wasn't designed for.
Are you crazy?
Define crazy.
And, obviously, spoiler alert.
A life or death decision.
I hope there's a good movie on this flight.
Number 10. The Rules of Attraction.
From the corrupt minds that brought you Pulp Fiction and American Psycho.
As the funky music starts and we watch teenagers party, drink, and generally misbehave, it seems like we're witnessing the coming-of-age teen comedy of the year.
Deal with it.
With James Van Der Beek uttering one-liners and chasing after girls throughout the trailer, we were under the impression that we'd be leaving the theater laughing. What we got instead was a pessimistic story centered on a sociopath, which also features suicide and is filled with a lot of unhappy teens struggling with alcoholism, drug addiction, promiscuity, and depression.
Abstinence is 100% safe, which is less of a percentage than
whatever, I don't care, I don't major in math.
Number 9. Executive Decision.
In an age
Excuse me, sir. May I help you?
when terrorism knows no boundaries.
Featuring a plot to poison the entire eastern seaboard and performances by the likes of Steven Seagal and Kurt Russell, the sneak peek for this action film really had moviegoers pumped when they saw it in 1996.
Advanced technology
Who's this? 007?
can accomplish miracles.
With Seagal leading the strike force to commandeer the plane that's been hijacked, the trailer convinces us, with explosions, one-liners, and smooth voiceover, that this is gonna be another action flick in which Seagal will entertain us with some serious butt-kicking.
40 million civilians on the ground.
You can forget Washington. There's enough nerve agent here to wipe out half the eastern seaboard.
Most of us were surprised then when the star died in Executive Decision's first 45 minutes.
We're not gonna make it!
So much for kicking butt, more like kicking the bucket. Number 8. Jarhead.
See that kid? The one dreaming of serving his country?
From the moment this trailer opens, the sight of a bald Jake Gyllenhaal as a soldier is enough to convince us to put this movie on our must-watch list.
I was hooked.
With scenes of commanding officers barking out orders, military exercises, explosions, gunshots, and planes zooming overhead, we thought that this 2005 film might be another Saving Private Ryan. However, fans of violent action movies were sorely disappointed to find out that Jarhead was actually a biographical drama that intentionally contained very little action.
You think you're the only one that's bored around here?
Not to mention, Gyllenhaal's character never actually ends up shooting his rifle. Number 7. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
This is the tale of an ordinary man who had everything.
The trailer of this gothic revenge tale begins by showing a young man, played by Johnny Depp, with a wife and child enjoying a happy life.
Till a man of power stole his freedom.
But this is too soon destroyed by a corrupt judge who sends him off on what seem to be false charges while his wife and child are captured. He returns a changed man and is now a killer who gangs up with his landlady and has a desire for revenge. What the trailer doesn't tell you is that the flick is a musical, and that Johnny Depp and the rest of the gang sing on and on and on.
Try to forget.
By the same mistletoe, when we come very close, and by the same mistletoe, where there's no one knows.
And life is for the alive, my dear.
Number 6. Pan's Labyrinth.
In a dark time, when hope was bleak.
When Guillermo del Toro's combination of a war-torn Spain under the control of Franco's fascist party and a fantasy world with nightmarish creatures first appeared in the form of a preview, we were entranced.
There will be secrets that reveal her destiny. There will be a journey.
With a dark and brooding atmosphere perpetuated throughout the trailer, together with haunting music and an intense voiceover describing the events we see, The absence of dialogue made the Pan's Labyrinth trailer even more brooding and mysterious. When it finally came out, we knew why. The entire movie was recorded in Spanish.
Hijo de puta.
Number 5. Drive.
If I drive for you, you give me a time and a place. I give you a 5-minute window.
Featuring a calm and stony-faced Ryan Gosling, the trailer for Drive convinced us we were in for a flick reminiscent of the Fast and the Furious movies.
What do?
I drive for movies.
Featuring revving engines, squealing tires, dangerous stunts, and a lot of shooting guns, the film shocked us when we found out it was more of an emotional and layered drama than a mindless action picture. One Michigan woman was so upset about being misled into thinking it'd be a race action film when it actually had very little driving. She took the case to court. Number 4. Godzilla.
You are not fooling anybody when you say that what happened was a natural disaster.
Don't get us wrong, this movie was awesome, and the trailer captures the suspense, the dread, and the sheer epicness marvelously.
Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there.
From Bryan Cranston's opening monologue, we know that the film will be glorious, and the subsequent seconds of the preview brilliantly weave together scenes of destruction, panic, and fearfully spoken lines.
And it is going to send us back to the Stone Age!
However, while the trailer makes it look like Cranston has a lead role, possibly to capitalize on his Breaking Bad popularity, his character actually dies at the end of Godzilla's first act. Number 3. Hook. When this trailer opens up, we're not sure what to expect. The darkness is foreboding, the music is eerie, and 2 children gasp as a doorknob wiggles, creaks, and shoots open with unnatural lighting, while an old man screams, "Hook! Hook!"
Hook! Hook!
The sneak peek made us think what we were witnessing was a serial killer or a monster movie.
I hate Peter Pan.
In reality, this early 90s Steven Spielberg film ended up being a charming, funny, and magical family adventure that followed an adult Peter Pan as he stumbles back into Neverland to save his kids. Number 2. Bridge to Terabithia.
On your mark, set, go!
2 children laugh and run together in a forest. We see a magical kingdom filled with fairies, walking trees, and an assortment of other bizarre and fascinating creatures. This trailer has all the features of a kid-friendly adventure fantasy that are sure to lift the soul and inspire the imagination. Unfortunately, anyone hoping for these characteristics must have been quite disappointed when what they got was a bleak, hard-to-watch drama showing kids struggling with mourning, abandonment, and death. And very little of the Enchanted Kingdom showed so prominently in the trailer.
Is she going to hell?
I don't know everything about God, but I do know he's not going to send that little girl to hell.
Then I'm going to hell because it's all my fault.
Don't you think that even for a minute?
But it is.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
You realize he don't show up in any database? He's a ghost.
Are we living some kind of lie here?
What do you want from me?
How about the truth?
Can you help me? You'll never be seen again.
Do the knocking game you showed me, remember?
Staring right next to you. Honey, he's not there.
Number 1. Alien 3.
It's very dark here, Ripley. I'm not what I used to be.
This was the teaser trailer that contains one of Hollywood's most notorious taglines. On Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
In 1979, we discovered in space
No one can hear you scream.
Although we were excited at the prospect of seeing Sigourney Weaver as Ripley again in this third film of the Alien franchise, the trailer basically told us that the movie was set on Earth, which it wasn't.
In 1992, we will discover on Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
It was actually set on a prison-like refinery planet. The reason for the misleading trailer was that at the time of its release, the sci-fi horror movie hadn't been completed in its entirety. Production issues and multiple rewrites contributed to dozens of new scripts, and in the end, a totally different movie that made the studio who released this teaser look not so bright. Do you agree with our list? Which trailer tricked you about the film it was previewing? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
We are still in the desert.